What's up, everybody? Welcome to the debut of Texture, the most unnecessarily detailed breakdowns of your favorite structures from your favorite cartoons. I bet you didn't even know you needed this until now. Today we're gonna do the most legendary treehouse to ever exist, the Sector V treehouse from Codename Kids Next Door. I didn't just draw the outside. Nah. I drew each room, every platform, even the underground supports, the vacuum tubes, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, of course the serious design challenges such as rainbow monkeys, military grade yachts, crushed confessions, and of course structural integrity. Let's jump in. Annually. First challenge, proportions.
Well, if you want these lumps.
You know, cartoons are not really known for being architecturally consistent. So it has to use a combo of real-world building standards, old concept art, and I don't know, the power within. And you have to map out a way this thing could possibly go together with a literal huge tree growing through it. Also, you have to take note of this vacuum system. They have this interesting vacuum system that it attaches the bottom of the house to the top of the house, and you can go through it vertically, almost as if you're in some kind of bank from back in the day. So they still do that? I don't know.
The concept of a pneumatic tube system has not changed since its development many years ago. Each system is powered by air.
Shut up! Did I hear someone say shut up?
But you gotta stay logically consistent. I have to, or my inner architect won't let me live. So you gotta keep that in mind. Check it. So we're gonna attach this thing going from the bottom to the top. And the first thing to start with is this base. If you look at the concept art, they have this interesting base. I don't know what it's for, but I think it attaches the tree to the actual house and it allows you to uproot the tree and shoot the tree into outer space. It's kind of like a launch pad. I think they do that on the episode. You're gonna have to fact check me on that one. But I drew in every connector and drew in everything from that system and added the hatches around it. You know, architect things, because it has to be graphically consistent. Architect things. Once you get past there, you can get actually to the house itself. Now this house is just a regular classic wood frame house. Studs, columns, windows, all that good stuff. Oh, of course, there's a big ass tree going in the middle of it. Also, some other challenges I had to do was there's the roots. The roots are going through the windows, through the walls. Now, as somebody who's used to drawing actual buildings, these free-flowing structures and the free-flowing organic ways that a root would actually go, it's a little bit of a challenge for me. So this was actually pretty interesting, pretty fun. Very much a skill check, very much a scrub check for the people who couldn't get it done, but we got it done. So we're gonna draw the roots, and the roots are coming through here, they're going through the out. And I took a little bit of design liberties for the parts of the house that you really couldn't find anywhere because you don't really see that part of the house in the episodes. So I took some design liberties here and there, and here we are. Now let's move up. And the first thing we have to deal with is the tree itself. Now here's where a lot of chaos begins, because there's the vacuum tube, and then there's also this giant wooden spiral staircase, and I'm over here asking, where did these kids get all this lumber? Where do you get all this wood to make this big giant spiral staircase? And also, what 8-year-olds could build this without any OSHA violations? There's a big tree in the middle of the house. These children must be some engineering geniuses, and hey, we love it. Now, going from the bottom to the top, the first room you're gonna come across is number 4's room. How do you know? I mean, that's number 4 right there. Now, number 4 as an actual character is really cool because he's like this stereotypical braggadocious Australian. In fact, the only reason there's not more cuss words coming from his mouth is because it's a children's show. Because if you ever met some real Australians, you know. But that's really one cool thing they did in Kids Next Door, was everybody had this interesting, unique cultural background that kind of showed off. If they didn't show off in their accent, it would show off in their family backgrounds when you did see those episodes. It wasn't too unlike Power Rangers. But the actual design of the room first is there's the platform, and you have to make sure you have the little tube there. But the platform, if you ever watched any episode of Kids Next Door, you will see that every floor is these wooden planks. And I almost skipped that detail just because it's so complex to draw. But I ended up saying, nah, it's worth it. Details matter, it adds a little bit of magic to it. There's also to take note is there's this weird structure on top of the house that has this tarp on it. But I don't know what structure it is. I don't know if it's a submarine or what, but very interesting. Now, get to the room itself, it is very much number 4's personality. From you walk in, it's a boxing ring. And you walk into the boxing ring, you climb the boxing ring for him to practice fighting, and you get to his bedroom, which is a branch that connects the boxing ring to the other corner, and you climb the branch, you get to the top, and his bed is another boxing ring. great character development. I love it. Straightforward. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We can move on up to number 5. Oh wait, no, we can't go that easy. We gotta deal with this big giant boat in the middle of the treehouse. There is a giant yacht, a multi-million-dollar depreciated asset in the middle of a treehouse. Just suspended. No cables, no physics. It's just being held up by vibes. Just vibes. Vibes, bro. And of course I drew it, but I couldn't just draw it. I had to draw the ribs, the framing, because a boat is a structure and we will be drawing this structurally accurate as possible. And everything, because yes, if I'm drawing a cartoon and it's a yacht in a tree, I'm gonna do it structurally correct. Who vex vex. Now we can finally get to number 5. Honestly, for as cool as number 5 is, you know, she really has this very cool hip-hop-ish kind of personality. Not even hip-hop, a very jazz personality. Almost cowboy bebop-ish kind of personality. She's very smooth in who she is as a character. But when you look at her room is like the least personal out of all the crew. I expected to see some cool stuff, some music, some books, some vinyls, you know, maybe to some, you know, I just wanted some nods to her low-key genius vibes. But instead, giant airplane. Just a big giant airplane. Like nobody's gonna overlook that because, I don't know. I mean, when you look at number 5's family background, even when you look at that, you see that she's clearly supposed to be Rudy Huxtable, and her sister is supposed to be Vanessa.
What do you want for breakfast?
Cereal.
Cereal what?
Cereal and bananas.
Cereal bananas what?
Cereal, bananas, and milk.
Cereal bananas milk what?
In a bowl.
You're doing this on purpose.
I am not.
Rudy, nobody brushes their teeth that slowly.
I do.
Get out of the way. Hey!
Her big sister. You remember Cree? Oh gosh, Cree. I had the biggest crush on Cree. Since I seen Cree when I was a little boy, that was my beauty standard for women. Bro, it's a cartoon. What's wrong with you? But I don't care to this day. In this day where big booty Judy is the beauty standard and every woman is trying to grow her gluteus maximus, Cree, the little Barbie doll, is still the love of my life. I'm still looking for my real life Cree to this day. I don't know where I'm gonna find Cree, but I'm looking for you, Cree. But yeah, she's supposed to be Vanessa from the Bill Cosby show. And you look at her father is clearly Bill Cosby.
Battle ready armor on!
I caught your 2 little weirdo friends trying on my bras.
Now we get to number 2. Now number 2, similar to number 4, his room is very much on character with who he is. It's the best thing. I remember when I seen it when I was a kid, I always thought it was a mailbox. I was like, why do you have this big giant mailbox? But now you look at it, it's very good to see this is a runway. And he has these very cool, interesting airplanes all throughout his room. Because the World War II dogfighting ace energy is very much him. Like, yo. He has this very interesting makeshift airplanes that a child would make, but I don't have time to draw it like that. So I went and found some P-51 Mustang line art, traced it, and we're gonna drop it in, and that's gonna be good enough. If you look at the drawings of his room, you'll actually see some little helicopters and things. Yeah, we're not drawing all of that. But man, it really takes me back to those days whenever he did those episodes where there's one episode where number 2 is dogfighting with this other person from another sector and they were going back and forth. That was one of my favorite episodes. That was like very smooth. But we're gonna come off number 2 because me and him still got beef. He used to always try to flirt with my woman. That's not cool. Unforgivable. Falta de respeto. Nah, you ain't doing that. Lastly, I added these roof panels to the top because otherwise it would look very flat. And I like architectural integrity. Moving on, now we get to Nigel Uno himself. So you look at number 1's room and it's very straightforward, very insipid, but actually I think it goes with his character and who he is. He gives off very much James Bond or Robin energy in Teen Titans. Oh gosh, I gotta do that drawing. Do we need to do Teen Titans next? Let me know. But he's very straightforward, very much the goody 2 shoes, everything by the book. And you know, at this point I'm just adding the cut lines, the little boxes in the room, adds a little tube. There's not much to his room, and that's pretty much it. Everybody knows where his room is because it's a big number 1 on the middle of that big giant yacht. Going up from there, we're gonna get to the meeting room. You remember the meeting room? This is where Count Specula came out and just
Count Specula! Feel the power of spankiness and combine it with floppy stuffed animals shall feel the stingy wrath of Count Specula!
You just gave each one of them that piece of physical discipline that your mother used to give you. Snuck up on everybody, no guards, no alarms, just spank, spank, spank. But yes, both of these things, number 1's room and the meeting room, they're both in the middle of the yachts. A place that if a building inspector seen this place, he would bust into flames. Anyway, after that, I just added some branches and some more trees and some more bush because it's very easy to forget that you're still drawing a tree house once you get to this part. But yes, added some more and we're ready to move on. And who we get into, you know it's number 3. Now number 3's room, if you look at the house, it's not always completely obvious because there's no number on it. It's not at least it's not a direct number. But you see that little box? And you see the top of it? And there's like these 3 little digits that kind of look like 3 fingers holding up 3. There she is. I love it. Now number 3 is the Japanese girls. If you were there in the 2000s, she was the representative of the culture at the time. The Japanese culture that was very popping at the time was the kawaii culture.
Get him really close. Ah, super kawaii.
Gwen!
Everybody was going around kawaii, kawaii, kawaii. And everybody had Hello Kitty, you had Puffy Ami Yumi, Tamagotchi. Like the cute Japanese culture was very popular at the time. It still is, but now it's like very normalized. Like anybody can do it, so it's not much of a taboo or as much of a mark of a weirdo like it used to be. But yeah, the kawaii culture, Pikachu, Digimon, Chibi Robo, all those things. She was very much representative of that. And her room is basically a shrine to rainbow monkeys. And let me tell you something that was chaos to draw. You ever try to draw a teddy bear from plan view? It's not fun. But we did it. Her room was actually pretty simple once you figured out how to draw a rainbow monkey. And yeah, and moving on. The last thing I added was a couple of Easter eggs, and these are some real Easter eggs for the real fans. You see this? This is the mosquito and the hippie hop mix. And the reason I did it is because every time you watch Kids Next Door, they're always coming up with some giant robot like this is Power Rangers, like this is Mecha Bots. But where do they keep these things? And I noticed in the treehouse there was these 2 little extra boxes. This is where they keep it. I turned them into hangers for the hippie hop and the mosquito, and for whatever other creatures they may have. I don't know where they have it, but they have it somewhere. So yeah. And the third mystery room, well, we gotta make it as a communications or maintenance center, you know, because you never know when the toilet is gonna pull up. When the toilet pull up, you gotta be ready. Stay alert, stay alive. Last thing I did was check my little details and do all those overhead lines and cut lines, you know, all the things that they teach you in school and you only remember it when it's too late. Then it's on to coloring. I actually need to practice coloring in my color schemes. I don't like these color schemes, but you know what, it turns out how it is. And from there, I added some diagrams and I added it all to the mood board. I hope you like the mood board. And from there, I gave every little character their own little section with their own color-coded part of it. Look at each one, I hope you like it. And here it is, the final layout. Ready to print PDF style, high resolution. So yeah, and who knows, you give me 50 likes on this video, I'll make it accessible for everybody to have a free PDF of it. You can go print it out to yourself. You know something, boy, Kids Next Door really was one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. It really did help us to value being a child and enjoy being in our children's days. It was empowering to be young because now that we're an adult, there is no more Hakuna Matata. There is no more living on bare necessities and forgetting about your worries and your strife. In fact, I saw this meme where there's Numbuh 2 as a child and he sees the Sector V treehouse. And it's big and tall and robust, and you see all the little details and how magical it was. And then he comes back as an adult and he notices it's just a regular, ordinary treehouse. And he couldn't notice it, he didn't see it as the same magical structure it was because he's an adult. And the realities of being adults and not having that innocence again very much is depressing. If you're a young person watching this video, enjoy your youth. There is no rush. If you're waiting to get your driver's license, take your time. If you want to hurry up and get that big job or get that car, hurry up and get to university or college so you can be on your own, take your time. And even if you're in your young 20s, your early 20s, your 30s, your 40s, enjoy today, because you know that even 10 years from now, you will wish that you were at least 10 years younger. You'll miss being 40. You'll miss being 30. You'll miss being 20. So enjoy it today. It's worth it. Let me know what's the next video you want me to do. I like the Teen Titans Tower. Maybe even Ben 10. I was a big fan of Big 10. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Peace. Stay sketchy.